Alright guys, Major Life Update. I'm coming to you live from Thailand. You can tell because I'm sweating everywhere. In less than 24 hours, I'll be going in for surgery. So as one does, priorities, I'm getting in a last workout before that. And after this, we'll go and get some nice food and calories and hydrate well. However, it made sense to do this in the gym. I didn't want to do some sad Travis Scott apology video filmed against the white wall. So I'll do this in an environment where I feel happy. And that is the gym. Well, I have 2 hernias and diastasis recti, which is separation of the abdominals, which measured over 5 centimeters, so it's about 2.5 inches. And yeah, we're gonna get this seen to, finally. All right, so I'm gonna mix up some pre-workout now and head into the gym. All right, to be dead honest, I don't know what I'm training. I feel like I should do legs. Like I feel like they're responsible to do stays, but then I don't know how practical it is at the same time. I don't know, maybe some shoulders. I haven't done shoulders in a while. Okay, so to divulge a little bit further in terms of the condition or what I'll be going into surgery for. I have 2 hernias, 2 umbilical hernias, and a condition called diastasis recti. Long story short is a separation in the abdominal wall. Mine actually measures up to 5.5 centimeters or 2.5 inches. So it's actually a sizable gap. Now, this can be problematic because pushing too heavy on certain weights or even certain exercises could cause for a lot of strain on the abdomen. And there's basically a very thin wall there right now. And this could cause for the organs to just not ideal. Chances of that are slim, but there is a chance. However, I'm gonna get all of this seen to, and it has the benefit that I'm gonna be able to push with intensity and weights and have no sort of restrictions training in the gym again. Alright, so I just caught wind of the fact that the gym is closing in the next few minutes. So I don't know how much time we have left in. I want to talk you guys through the diastasis recti and exactly what that is and what that entails. But as I mentioned, separation in the abdominals. In order to correct this, they have to stitch the abdominals back together, and then they put a mesh, which if you decide to YouTube this, which I made the unfortunate mistake of doing, but there's a metal mesh that they put in, and this is to prevent, because obviously post-surgery your core is a little bit weaker and there are chances of a hernia recurrence. So they have to do an incision from my chest plate all the way down to my navel, and then they have to stitch the abdominals, put the mesh, and then obviously stitch my skin back together as well. And this might be a method, but it's more of an old school method, and this would have required for some 5-6 weeks of downtime that I wouldn't be able to train. But this was the perception that I was under going into this procedure. Having met with a surgeon on Wednesday, it's now Thursday, so that was yesterday, I found out for the first time there's another method called keyhole surgery. Basically they can do keyholes, so they make little holes at the bottom of the abs, or they can make 3 holes on the side of the abs or the obliques. And basically they can enter through there, lift the skin, and do the necessary operation or procedure, surgery that they need to through those little keyholes. But anyway, significantly less recovery time. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we're in for. Eyes are burning from the sweat. Fuck. So the gym is officially closed and we are being ushered out. Not really, we're just being very polite and leaving. But I'm very hungry and I need to eat well and I need to hydrate well for tomorrow. So let's go get some foodies. All right, so just got back home and had a great workout. I'm thrilled. Just eating some dinner, simple chicken rice, a little bit of avocado. Yeah, surgery is at 6. So there's going to be a long wait between when I get there until when eventually I go in. So there's 2 types of methods they can do for this particular surgery. I opted for the one which is more suited to aesthetics and is going to have less scarring. So the one which I've opted for requires more recovery time. So the one in hospital, like 4 to 5 days for that. And you know, I've dealt with surgery before. I've had a few operations. I mean, heck, in the last 3 years, I can mention I shattered my toe, I had a bicep tendon rupture, gynecomastia, septoplasty for my deviated septum. And you think with all the time I've spent in the hospital, this should get easier. There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of discomfort, but also it requires a lot of time off the gym and, you know, time away from training, which, like, that's the part that kind of gets to me and bothers me the most. It's kind of the part, well, largely I've postponed and put off the surgery because I was doing my bulk and I was at my heaviest weight. And if anything, I'm confident that the time is right. But still, it's going to require for some time off. And I do understand, you know, it takes a while for, obviously, for muscle atrophy. But for someone that's been in the gym 15 years, sometimes 7 days a week, you know, it's very difficult to take a step back from that, especially because I don't really know how long it's going to be. So I'll have 2 drains connected to each side of my abdomen, and that's just going to help drain out any sort of fluid. And once the drain is removed, then I will be released. You got to consider that your usual call for a lot of things, you know, coughing, sneezing, pushing out a putty, you know, there's a lot that, you know, puts a lot of strain and demands activation of the core. So yeah, I was kind of nervous about all of this, and then I got really excited because there's a lot that's happening. I don't want to give away too much unnecessarily too soon. One of which I am going to go through a prep process. So will I stand on stage? I don't know. I'm still on the fence with that one, but I'm closer to saying yes. Right now, that's not really the consideration. Right now, I'm kind of just focused on getting through this, being able to recover as quick as possible, and really just see myself getting back in the gym and staying on track. So I plan on taking you guys on this journey with me. I personally haven't seen many bodybuilders or creators take their audience through the process of recovery, and a lot of this is self-taught through the 4 procedures that I've had in the last couple of years, where, you know, I've learned certain things. My first surgery, I had this phobia, this absolute fear of even taking a week off of training because I was so petrified of just losing all muscle mass. From what I've gathered, just in general, a lot of people send me DMs and are always asking, what can I do? I've just had surgery, or I broke some sort of bone and I won't be able to train, or I'm going on some sort of camp and I won't have access to the gym. I'm not looking forward to going because there's no gym. And yeah, I mean, this takes away from life. It takes away from living. It takes away from enjoying certain things because we're so fearful, we're so afraid of not being able to train for a couple of days because we're just going to suddenly lose all muscle mass. And it takes away from life, and it takes away from the quality of life and enjoyment. Just not in the moment. You're not present because all you're worried about is withering away and losing all your muscle mass that you spent the last, you know, couple of months or years putting on. So we're going to touch on some of these over the next few days, and I think it's important. I think there's a lot of value that the audience, you guys, will gain from something like this. Unfortunately, there really wasn't a lot of people openly speaking about it. And I understand why. Through one of my injuries, I was advised don't say anything. Don't tell them, you know, because from a bodybuilding perspective, that's going to be held against you, and that's going to be judged against you. Can you imagine saying, oh, tore a bicep, you know, and you're on stage and the judge is aware of this and they just all focused on the bicep? I do understand why many bodybuilders or fitness influencers that do compete wouldn't go as far as saying anything like this. It's not to hold anything against them, but I totally do understand. And again, where I'm at, I'm on the fence. Am I going to compete? I don't know, but fuck it. I'm a transparent guy. I really do. I really hope that you guys learn and gain. Join me for the ups and downs. I mean, the highs and lows. It's not just all glamorous. You know, this is life. I have to be up early, and it's midnight. I have a couple of hours. Still need to squeeze in another meal, but before I end this off, I just want to give a very, very big special thanks to everyone. The response that I received on the stories that I put out earlier on my socials, it's really overwhelming. It's truly overwhelming, the support and concern and, you know, the love which is expressed by you guys. Thank you, truly thank you. Thank you not just for this, but thank you for everything from the beginning. Truly thank you. I sincerely mean this when I say I really love and appreciate you guys. And every single day, part of my grind and part of what gets me out of bed is wanting to just put out more content, knowing that it's helping. And this is another piece that I just hope is received well and helps, and you're able to gain something from it. So, from me, good night, and we'll catch you in the next video.